Look at that glorious Absol up there. We are hoping to get a couple of this at least. Hey guys, this is GameCal. Welcome to the 31st of our Pokemon TCG draft sets, the final one of Generation 3. What a trip it has been. There's been a lot of sets in this, and we're just about there. I just got this one more left to do, and it is largely a reprint set. There's actually quite a few new things in here too, but it does have quite a few reprints. Things like the Ninetales, the glorious artwork on a lot of these too. Ninetales, Delcatty. Delcatty's a really good one to come back. Gardevoir, not so good artwork, but still nice to come back. Slacking is there, Lantern is there, Magneton is there. Blaziken gets a reprint here. Swampert doesn't know, which is a bit of a shame. Lots of really good EXs to finish up stuff here as well. There's a few of these I would like to see, especially the Absol. Really good star cards too at the end of this. We do have reverse hollow energy in here, so one thing we do need to do real quick is click the replace energy thing, just to make absolute sure that they do not show up, because that is part of our rule set for this here. They appear in about a third of the reverse hollow slots, and they are not good to see at all. Not everybody else has done their draft yet. We've got a couple of players that have. Of them, there's quite a few of the Salamence EX around, which is interesting. There's a couple of the Claydol, which does Psychic and fighting weakness stuff, which is somewhat interesting, so that's kind of neat. And yeah, we'll go over, hopefully, some of the stuff as we go. We might just pull nothing out of this set though, who really knows. Two theme decks, of course, in this one of which has a copy of the Delcatty. We do have two copies of this already though, so we don't have to take this one. But what we would like is Gardevoir, because we never got to play this before, never really saw it played either, so, because Matt just never wanted to play it, but also never wanted to trade it. So, hopefully we get a chance to use it this time, we will see. A few good stadium cards in here as well that we'll talk about as we go, varying use in them. So, this one might be a bit shorter because there's a lot of cards here that we either already have or we just don't need to worry about. So we will see. Also, yeah, packs are loading a little bit slow for me today. I don't know if it's just this set in particular. Whatever. Lantern, I think we already have like 3 copies of this, and it is a rare instead of an uncommon this time, so that's kind of unfortunate. But we'll just keep moving on here, see what we get. Of course, we get another one here. Charizard, completely worthless, even by Charizard standards. 4 energy for 50 damage and a burn? Wow, so good. Sydney Stadium makes it so that Dart Pokemon can't be asleep, confused, or paralyzed, so if you are one of those and you put this down, you will heal that, which is kind of fun. Otherwise, bit of a do-nothing. Delcatty, okay, so we want to take the Gardevoir deck if possible, so it's nice to have the Delcatty here. The Zangoose is unaffected by special conditions, and Call for Family is kind of cute, but ultimately really not worth it here. Obviously Tauros is better, but we only have one Tauros, so I don't know. It's pretty underwhelming though. Multi-Energy and also Darkness Metal make their final, well, Darkness and Metal are their final slots as rares. Multi-Energy is rare in Gen 4 too, but I think it only appears once more, so almost away from the rare energy, ruining our packs here. Oh, that's what we want to see. Let's go. I didn't mention the Glalie actually too. Each of the Elite Four have their own stadium card here, and they all have like one of their signature Pokemon that has synergy effect, so or some sort of bonus with their stadium. So for Glalie, it takes 30 less damage when the opponent damages it, which is pretty cool. It's specifically worded that way, so Double Edge still does damage to itself. So, you know, also Battle Frontiers in here, woo. Metang is neat because it can't be affected by special conditions. There's a good Metagross EX in here too. Let's talk about the kitty in the room. My god, Absol EX is such a good pull here. Cursed Eyes, when you bench it, lets you move 3 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. Pretty sure if they have less than 3, you just move all of them as much as you can, etc. Psychic Pulse is also super strong. Only 30 damage base, but 10 damage to each of the opponent's bench that has any damage on them as well, which is fantastic with Jolteon EX. So this will be the last sort of hurrah, hopefully, for that. Very good manipulation in general though, this is definitely something to look out for. 100 HP means Mentor can grab it too, so It's attacker and supporter depending on how the deck plays. Artwork appreciation on Ninetales here, this thing is super sweet to look at now. Not really very strong anymore because, you know, it just doesn't do enough, and EXs aren't that big of a deal, so whatever. Moving on here, another Lantern, whatever. Steeples of Vice comes back in this set, which is really good. Otherwise, nothing to note here. We already have all of these cards. Whoa, hello there. This is the one that has not been pulled yet. Psy pulled the other two. I didn't even mention like promos and stuff. We'll get to them because the Gen 2 EVs are there. So Vaporeon Star, when you bench it, move or remove all special conditions and 3 damage counters on each active Pokemon, which is pretty neat. This is probably the weakest of the 5, I would say. I mean, Flareon is burn, Jolteon's the best one at putting the damage counter on both Pokemon, Espeon confuses both, and Umbreon rips a card out the opponent's hand. So they are all probably better, but I'm sure there's some reasons why you would use the Vaporeon, so we'll definitely have to try and jam that in a couple of decks here, see if it actually works out. Yeah, Special Dark is in here, whoop-de-doo, nobody cares. Terrifying art on the Anorith, by the way. Not a very good Anorith, but I always saw, because of the way the Gen 3 sprite was, I never saw the eyes on the end of this thing. It's creepy. Anyway, let's move on here. Another Ninetales, yeah, okay, whatever. Nothing too fancy out of that, so we'll just keep going. Again, sorry the packs are taking a little bit too low, but that's fine. Special Dark, whatever. This is finally a good Torchic, so if you do want to play Blaze, we have one Blaziken, so if we could pull 2 more, that'd be great. Here's a pretty neat card though, Raichu. So, Raichu does a lot of damage for just a scramble energy if you're behind on prizes, 100 for free, but you do have to discard all the energy on this thing. If there's a way of like accelerating to it, then this is probably decent. It's got its own attack, but that's not going to be too reliable on the 70 HP Pokemon, so you need some sort of other setup for this, but it's kind of cool. I want to see if anybody can grab enough of it. I want to see it work, but I just don't know how you make it work. Dragonite maybe? I don't know. The Omastar is in here as well. This is from Sandstorm, so we have all of the copies of that we would ever need, but it's still neat to know that it's back in format now that Scramble Energy is a thing. The Survivor is terrible. Survivor is always terrible. I don't know why they keep making it so bad. Cacturn over here, if Sydney Stadium is in play, you can poison the opponent. Okay, doesn't really do anything beyond that, but you know, poison's not terrible, I suppose, but it's just hard to set that up, right? Speaking of Sydney, if Sydney Stadium is in play, you do 70 for free with this Mighty Enna, but that's not very good. It's not very strong either, so it's like 2 dark and a colorless for this. Just oof. It's in one of the decks, so you could get a decent amount of it, but it's just like, why would you even try? That's not nearly strong enough. Special Mental Energy doesn't do anything here. Glacier Stadium prevents water non-EXs from having any weakness, but this sort of stadium is always really bad because it means that the opponent can remove it before they have to deal with it, and also it means that you have to be running waters that are consistently going to get wrecked by one thing, so it seems just really bad in general. Another Omastar, the Slacking, is a reprint from the first set of the era, but I didn't get any then, so this could be pretty good. If it's your active, then the opponent can't use Pokepowers, which is quite strong, so definitely something there. Fluffy Berry makes that really quite nice, actually. There's a Gardevoir, okay. There's a Gardevoir in the deck as I showed, so we need one more of this in order to make something work with that. PB Stadium is also really good for Psychic types, makes them pay 2 less to retreat. This kind of effect actually is worth playing because it's proactive, you use it on your own turn, so super good card there. Moving on. Multi doesn't do anything. It might be a Ken Sugimura card, but still shoutouts to the Vulpix. I like the theming of it at least. It's just cute. Also there's a Wynot that has Flail. Like, the Wobbuffet is the Safeguard one, so that is actually back in format, but I mean, yeah, if you evolve, then you can use that on Wobbuffet, which is quite cool. Synergizes with Flip Over. Mawile, not particularly good here. Call for Family is just one basic Pokemon on this thing, Pull away is not a lot of damage, but it is kind of disruptive, so maybe that's decent. I don't know. Could be much better though. At least it's all colorless energy though. Nothing we haven't seen already on there, so let's just move on. Magneton comes back here as well. This is our 4th copy at this point, so this is more artwork appreciation on that thing. Everything else we have already seen. Yeah, I mean, you could snipe with this if you're playing clearly, so I suppose that's the thing, but Special Dark doesn't do anything, so whatever. 2nd, 3rd of the packs are done after this one, which has 2 very, very good cards for me actually. 2nd Slacking and Blaziken, so we have 2 copies of this now. One more, we could probably play a really good deck with that too. So we want 1 Gardevoir, 1 Blaziken. Maybe Absolix again would be really nice, but you know, not going to complain too much. It's Pichu, again, Ken Sugimori artwork, but there's just nice theming on it. Search it out for a lightning Pokemon. Sure. Moving on. Got another Ninetales, nothing that we need to worry about there, so let's just keep going. Like I said, it's going to be a really quick one because we've seen most of these cards already. Gardevoir number 2. Theme deck makes that free. We can definitely play that now. I don't know if it's good at this point, but we've got to try it, right? It's acceleration from deck, that's kind of still insane. Ninetales and Aggron is a new one here. We're not really going to be able to use this because we don't have any other Aggron to use, but it has Machamp's Expeditions ability, where it lets you rearrange the top 5 cards of your deck once per turn. Kind of insane, to be honest. So, really decent consistency, but it's on stage 2, and its attacks are bad. So, yeah, it's not really that good to build a deck around, but if you're using Aggron EX from everybody else, then that's probably fine. Multi-energy, nothing really here. Just looking at the artwork on this thing is kind of adorable, to be honest. Doesn't really look like it's standing anywhere, but you know, that's fine. Another Magneton, nothing really to see there, so let's just keep going. Not a super like top end box on this one, but that's fine. We do have a 3rd Slacking though. Wait, I have the other one too that's got Amnesia and such, so yeah, we could build a Slacking deck. That'd be pretty fun. Can accelerate with any Pokemon to get that thing going, so that could be neat. Another Magneton we don't need, that's fine. Let's just keep going. There's only a couple of packs left to get here. There's a Dusclops. Dusknoir does come out next set, so it's always worth noting these things. Phoebe Stadium is in play, 50 plus Confusion, so not super strong, but it's got a good amount of HP and 0 Retreat with the Stadium in play, so there is that. There's a couple of Phoebe Stadium in the Gardevoir deck, so we can at least make some use out of that too. Nothing in this one at all. This Sharpedo is legendarily bad. Like, what on earth is this supposed to be? 50 for 3 and 1 damage counter on this thing? Like, really? 2 packs left to go. Honestly, haven't pulled a lot out of here in terms of the, like high-end things. But, well, we have Gardevoir, we have Slacking. Missed out 1 Blaziken, which is unfortunate. Drake Stadium makes it so that colorless Pokemon in the active slot take 10 less from attacks, so obviously works with his dragon Pokemon, etc. But yeah, we didn't pull any of those, so although that does technically work with Slacking, which is very funny, but we do not have enough Drake Stadium to make that work, so I think we'd be using something else that way. Let's just group these up, get this sorted. Not really much to say with this one. Yeah, it's a bit of a do nothing set for me, to be totally honest with you. But we did get the Gardevoir. We might be able to. I don't think we're going to be able to trade into that Blaziken. Although Psy, I think, has got one and doesn't have any other Blaze, so maybe we can trade into it. I don't know. Bit awkward, but it's all good. Quite a few things we didn't even see here as well, but let's just go over what we did get. Just a 1 Raichu, we can't use this, but somebody else probably can. Vaporeon Star is pretty interesting, so maybe we get to use that. Didn't see the Wobbuffet, which is funny. 1 Blaziken, 2 Gardevoir. We did get the Delcatty, so now I have 3 regular Delcatty plus the 1 EX, so we have absolutely everything we need for that, which is pretty good. 3 Slacking, so you know, we could probably build something with that. Moving on down, just a 1 Absol EX. That was the only EX we pulled in this entire set, which is very unfortunate as an ending to this, to be honest. It would have been nice to have seen some more, but at least it's Absol, and not something like we can't use. In terms of trainers and whatnot, did we even get anything good here? Like, I guess the 4th Scott, if we didn't already have that. Plenty of Battle Frontier that we already maxed out on. Just 1 Drake, 3 Glacier, only 1 Phoebe, so even with the deck I'm only going to have 3, which is annoying. We can probably get that in a trade though. And 4 Sydney Stadium. Not going to miss this, having 10 of our rare slots being taken up by energy. Not going to miss that in the slightest. Yeah, since I forgot to go over the promos, let's just do that quick. We've got Pop Series 5 here. The main notables are the Espeon and Umbreon Star that everybody will have. Espeon, as I said, also confuses the active Pokemon, both of them, when you play it down. Actually, all 4 if you play doubles, which is pretty funny. And then Umbreon rips a card out of the opponent's hand when you bench it, which is potentially devastating. You don't get to see what it is, but it's still pretty cool. Then for the actual promos, there's another bunch of like Pop Series stuff nobody cares about. And then, 6 Typhlosion now. 3 Ho-Oh EX, there's just no engine for that. And 4 Celebi. I also should note this Mew, because it did see some play at some points. This Mew has got like a metronome style attack, and that's actually pretty strong. This was the only place to get it too, was in the Pop Series. So this thing's pretty neat. You get to, so long as you can pay for it, which it's a Delta Rainbow type thing, you can probably pay for it. You just get to copy whatever the opponent's doing, which is fun. So yeah, kinda neat. Also, Lugia looking kinda silly. Oh, some people like it. Really nothing much otherwise for it though. But what we do have is in the deck. So we're taking this one. The other one has a Delcatty, but that's really the only thing it has, and we already have 3 of it, so we don't need that one. But we do get ourselves another Gardevoir. So this will make the play, not the playset, but it'll make good enough, because you probably want to play 1 Heal Dance Guardy as well. Maybe I need to like trade again for the energy jump one or something back from Psy, I don't know. But we definitely have use of it there. And the 2 Phoebe Stadium is good too. The Dusclops may be good as well. Again, 80 HP, pretty respectable. Also this Sableye we didn't get to see. If you have Phoebe Stadium in play, then it doesn't take damage from EXs, which is potentially pretty good too. Again, the opponent can just counter the Stadium, so it's not perfect, but it's still respectable. Down Draw is also quite nice. It can be a good starter card. Yeah, so we're taking this deck for sure. And there's a bunch of stuff we didn't see though, which is a bit of a shame. Notably, no Skarmory EX has been pulled so far, and that's really disappointing to me because I thought this card is insane. Too bad on that one. Yeah, everybody else has got some really good EXs so far out of this, and I just got nothing, but such is the way. We got some of the core things that I wanted at least, and not much more to say about that. I might try this guy though. This guy looks kind of nutty, so yeah, see what we can do. So till then, thank you for watching and take care. We'll just make something cracked, see what happens. Bye.